Thank you. It is really great to be up here with all of you. I really want to thank the two organizations that put this together. This was not easy to do. This is a very robust turnout, and I just want to point out that each and every person here has a very special obligation. You're taking the time to really listen to candidates, and that's a very special thing. It's your job to go out and tell everybody who isn't here that early voting starts on February 20th. And that's the Tuesday after President's Day, and that's going to go through till the next Friday. And then it's also your job to go and tell them that the primary itself is on March 6th. And while you're at it, tell them to vote for Van Taylor. So I'm Van Taylor. I am the state senator here in Collin County. My family came to Texas in 1826. We were running for the law, but the other guy shot first. True story. When they came here, there were about 10,000 people in the Mexican province of Tejas. And when we had our first census in 1850 as a state of Texas, there were 114,000 people. And think about that tremendous growth, that tremendous increase in Texas that keeps going on and on and on. It began at the beginning and it keeps going, and we're all part of that. And about creating a place where everybody can reach their own dreams and build their own family and achieve the American dream. I was born in Dallas County, far away, distant land. I actually went to Harvard. I graduated in 3 years. I accepted a commission in the U.S. Marine Corps. I was an officer. And when I got off active duty, I took the unusual choice of joining the Marine Corps Reserves while continuing to earn my MBA from the Harvard Business School. My Marine Reserve unit was actually not in Boston. It was actually in Washington, D.C. So I'd fly down in the shuttle, I'd do my weekend drills. And on my last day of drill in my Marine Reserve unit, I was going to check out, go to the Pentagon, have lunch because I'd never been there. But I never got to the Pentagon today because that day was September 11th, 2001. And I watched the Pentagon burn with my own eyes. And it's a reminder that freedom isn't free, that there are people that want to take what we have here in America away from us. And I was very blessed a year and a half later to be leading the very first platoon into Iraq for my brigade on March 21st, 2003. And they put the reservists out front because they know we'll do a good job. Everybody laughs. No one will tell me. But we were very, very blessed, accomplished every mission that was given to us, and with God's grace, we brought every single man home to their families here in Texas. And I was really lucky because I got to marry the girl that sent me a letter every single day that I was there. And Anne has made me lock those letters in a chest that she says I can't read because they might go to my head and they're arrest. And so Anne and I are raising 3 girls here in Plano, and as I like to say, I'm still walking into the sunset as the credits roll. And I was active in Republican politics here in Plano. I was actually an election judge. I was a precinct chairman on the Collin County Republican Executive Committee, represented Collin County in the GOP convention. And in 2009, shortly after the birth of my 3rd child, Susie, the head precinct chairman for House District 66, called me up and he said, "Are you running?" And I said, "No, I'm walking with my baby." And he said, "You should start running right now." And I said, "I don't think that's safe for her." And he said, "No, running for state rep." I said, "Oh, okay." So I ran for state representative and was elected in 2010. And I ran, as a conservative, but more importantly, I served as a conservative. I was one of those conservative members of the Texas House, and in 2014, when Ken Paxton ran for Attorney General of Texas, I ran to replace him. He was irreplaceable, but I tried to. I ran to replace him. I was actually the very first Texan in 22 years to run for an open Texas state Senate seat without a Republican or Democrat opponent. And was deeply honored to represent you for the last 4 years in the Texas Senate. And our congressman for the last 27 years, Sam Johnson, announced about a year ago that he was not running for re-election. And when that happened, I went home. It was a Friday. I took my jacket off, sat down and dinner with my family. I said, "Okay, big day, everybody. Congressman Sam Johnson has announced he's not running for re-election. A lot of people are calling at him. They're asking him to consider running. That's a big deal. We need to think about that, need to pray on it as a family, because that's a big decision. At which point, my middle child, Helen, who's 10, started crying very loudly. I said, Helen, what's the matter? She said, but Daddy, why would you want to go to Washington, D.C. and be with all those liberals? That moment as a father, I was really proud of myself. But my message to her is my message to you. And if you want to take our country back, we can't let Washington, D.C. be the home of liberals. We need to make it the home of conservatives. And that starts with this election. And that starts with this election here and now for our next congressman to represent us in the 3rd Congressional District. I've been a staunch conservative in the Texas legislature. The Rice study has ranked me the most conservative member of the Texas Senate. Many of you have heard me say that before. I have been a taxpayer champion every single session that I have served. There's only one member of the legislature that could say that for the last 4 sessions. I've gotten 100% pro-life rating every single session that I have served. I was the very first endorsement ever made by Texans for fiscal responsibility for the United States Congress, which was deeply humbling. More importantly, I've gotten every endorsement in this race. I'm very humbled to have the endorsement of Grassroots McKinney, of the Collin County Conservative Republicans, of every state representative in this county, of Sheriff Skinner, of Judge Willis, and I have worked extremely hard for you. Over the last 3 years, I have had over 1,000 separate constituent meetings. I have a 100% meeting policy. If you see my flyer on the chair, on the back of it is my cell phone. If you want to make it funny, you can call me right now and embarrass me by calling that cell phone. But I pride myself on being completely accessible to the people that I work for. I represent that I am elected by you. I work for you. Nothing's worse than an employee that you can't find at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can try calling me and see if I answer. I have responded to every letter or email that I've gotten over the last year alone. I personally signed 43,000 letters. I never missed a vote on the floor of the Texas Senate. Okay, someone's calling me Terry Wade. All right. Thank you. And I've never missed a vote on the floor of the Texas Senate. I never missed a committee meeting. I will work very hard for you in the United States Congress, and believe me, I will be the staunch conservative that I'm telling you I'll be. It's an honor to serve you. Thank you for your time.